Hello Internet, and welcome back to another episode of Lux Invictus. This episode I'm going to be trying to actually get some of my tasks done for this challenge run, such as constructing a temple. I think I had been flattening that out to use for the temple area construction, but that is objectively a silly idea because this is nowhere near wide enough. The entirety of this ridgeline, on the other hand, might be a suitable location. And that does give me, like, the path up to the temple here. Alright, and let's remember to have light level overlay up so that I don't end up accidentally cheating by mining a block that is cast in darkness. Also, I am about to abuse the fact that I have a bed to not properly engage with hardcore, as one should when playing in hardcore Minecraft. And let's grab one item specifically out of my chest up here before heading back down to go mining. Okay, maybe two items. That'll do. Let's make an iron pickaxe so that if I encounter certain valuable resources, I can actually harvest them. Also, I happen to remember there was an abandoned nether portal feature on over this landscape a ways. Remember that there is, in fact, a gold block over there. Exactly one gold block, which is nowhere near enough to build a temple out of, but it's one more gold block than I had at the start of this episode. Now I just have to remember whether or not I need the higher tier of pickaxe to mine the actual gold block. I'm going to guess that the answer there is yes. Alright, then I have the seeds in my inventory because I was planning on also potentially putting in some sort of little farm area. And I don't have the spare iron to make a bucket. So, one mining montage later. Well, that tunnel was a waste of time. Ooh. Praise be unto the cave light. Oh look, I found a new cave. Well, that was an ominous noise in the corner of my screen. And look, this cave even has abundant iron. Isn't that nice? See, that's the cave formation I don't want to deal with. I love having a shield. Okay, that's not quite as immediately lethal a cave setup as I thought it was going to be looking at it. Okay, strictly speaking, nothing is stopping me from shortcutting that cave disaster. By digging on through like this. And it's currently broad daylight. Now let's sprint out of my cave to make sure that I don't get jumped. And it stayed clear. Good. Okay, mining montage over. I've accumulated almost 2 stacks of granite, and a stack each of diorite and andesite plus spillover, and 5 glow lichen, and a bunch of raw iron. Alas, the only gold I managed to find was the one I had looted from the broken nether portal ruins, and that means that my temple is not going to have all that much gold. Still, I suppose, as far as single block centerpieces go, it makes it look all the more special if there's only one of it. You know what? This seems like as good a location as any to center my temple along this here hill. I'm going to come back with a shovel for doing some landscaping around here. Because I want to flatten this out so I have a better idea of the space I have to work with. Since the temple is not going to be a small build. Are there any lakes up in the hill? Yes. However, I also have enough iron that when I smelt it up, I will have some left over to make bucket technology. I'm aware that I'm being excessively pedantic and smelting everything on multiples of 8. I only have so much coal. It's never enough. Okay, you know what? No, I put the crafting bench in the wrong spot yesterday. Or last week. In-game versus out-of-game time. Crafting bench should be right by my bed so that it's nice and easy to find and so there for me when I wake up. And that right there looks like the nice start to some farmland area. Farmland terraces. Nice and great. Now the pumpkin can only grow into those spaces, presuming the pumpkin doesn't grow on top of each other, which it might, and would be highly inconvenient. That terrace shape, however, is very much a wheat terrace, and let's head down to the river. And see if anywhere by the riverbank looks like a good spot to grow pumpkin. And that looks like a dark forest over the horizon. which is going to be highly inconvenient for later steps of my challenge, and means I've probably settled in exactly the right world. It wouldn't be a challenge if it didn't include a little bit of inconvenience sometimes. So I'm almost certainly going to come back and redo pieces of the temple later on as I expand the riches available to me to actually build with. Because the temple should not simply be the first little thing I build, but instead be an ongoing, continuous project. I'm aware that the final result of this is going to resemble a lot of the imagery out of the Christian Church. That's inevitable and unavoidable. However, I'm actually designing it around the idea of the compass rose, because there's a lot of connections between the sun and navigation, and if I'm going to be having my temple observing an awful lot of strict adherence to north-south dramatization of major directions, then I may as well also have it designed around that as my central idea. However, I also have the distinct idea of putting a pair of arches on along the east-west, so that we have the Arch of Sunrise and the Arch of Sunset. Here. I'm thinking I also am going to put a stained glass window to the north, with the main entrance being from the south. Yeah, with the main entrance to the temple being on along this way, following the ridge line, and leading back towards my starter base. I have, however, got guidance with this for what the later shrines are going to look like, and I think I'm going to incorporate some of those elements back into the temple, which is going to make it interesting, because this is going to involve, at minimum, handling a little lava. I'm missing one direction on my sun disk. The idea of missing out on northeast from my compass rose rays. And there we go, we have my sun and my moon on around my central cardinal compass. Now let's begin work on the gate of the sun. And seriously, I need to put in flooring at some point on this. How much clearance does lava need again? This will be really easy to go test. There's the lava lake right over there. And all I have to do is set some birch planks at different distances and see if it catches fire. Distance of 4 blocks, test. And 2. Okay, how long does it take lava to spread? Okay, I have better things to do than to stare at lava all day. I will just look that up. Okay, and I looked up how far lava will light things on fire, and I've got to say, I'm not certain I believe the answers I got. Which seems to suggest that if I were to put a non-flammable block there, I could then put lava right there without lighting that wood on fire. And my Minecraft experience tells me that that is not so. Because I suspect it's also going to be slightly easier to build the shape of this in abstract when I have no ground to interfere with my building. However, I can also see it being a lot more tricky because of the increased risk of dying to fall damage, like a fool. Since I still haven't quite decided whether or not the gates are going to have glass in them, at least back here up at the main temple, I'm going to have the path sit like that. Could I make up my mind? That'd be nice. Just, I don't know, reach a decision. I'm pretty sure that as long as I don't lava log those slabs, they'll still be fit to stand on. And I'm not going to have to worry about dripping lava. Yeah, I'm glad I have not put any lava on in here yet. Let's see if this looks any better mirrored, because at the moment I don't like how that arch looks. Alright, that's far too close to being my shrine design, and it is nowhere near tall enough an arch. Yeah, that design just does not get anywhere close to having the sun in frame, unless you're standing way too close. I mean, it's not mega, but I don't want this to be a mini build either. I want it to be a proper build. Needs to be at least twice the size of my starter base. Minimum. Okay, I changed my mind. I'm working on the moon gate first. Are those two level? And I still don't have a elytra, no matter how many times I try to glide jump. And that one's one block too tall. And here we see the spot where my inability to work in darkness is going to be highly inconvenient. Wondering whether or not that was ever actually going to come up in my run as more than a mild piece of lip service. Now let's head indoors before I get shot full of arrows. There's a spider between me and my base. Oh, god damn it! Running, running, running. Phew! I did not know that spiders would jump over me like that. That was inconvenient, highly inconvenient. I don't like it. I do like the sound of undead burning in the morning, but I don't like the spiderification going on by my base. That is too many spiders. Cease and desist. Alright, they don't attack me in broad daylight. I can just walk outside my base and not get murdered by the spider and not have to murder the spider, and everything is lovely. Well, it's definitely not done, but that arch is big enough to hold the setting sun, and I should really get inside before all the night critters come out to say hi, and I get jumped by another spider. Okay, question, where are all of the mobs? Something really should... Okay, we have Enderman noises. And this particular build is large enough for an Enderman to teleport on in, so I should be careful about how I direct my gaze. Oh, okay. I am really, really glad that the going to sleep crosshairs did not aggro the Enderman. Because it's in my base. And this makes me uncomfortable. It's highly uncomfy for an Enderman to be loitering in my bedroom. It'd be interesting trying to design this to be both feeling like an enclosed space and with exactly zero roof. Or at least, less than 10% roof. It's frankly a smoother arch than I think I was initially going for, but I like it. It looks like a very satisfying arch. Now, to replicate it, on the other two major windows. I appear to be out of steak. That's inconvenient. And now, to get home, set time today and go check my very tiny amount of wheat. And I absolutely need to get a composter. But that looks like one loaf of bread and potentially 2 pumpkin pies if I can convince another chicken to lay an egg. And pumpkin pies are, for various reasons, nominally the favored food of Lux. One of those reasons is the connection of both to jack-o'-lanterns indirectly by pumpkins, and to bees, by way of the fact that honey is sweet and can be used as in place of sugar in recipes, and thus pumpkin pies as the perfect union of bee-related blessings and of pumpkin. While I'm gathering wood, I decided to also gather some birch leaves so that I could have some little bushes to decorate in my starter base. I believe my favorite leaf block out of any variant of Minecraft I have played thus far would be the pink slime leaf, or purple slime leaves out of Tinker's, but I have clear color biases when it comes to favorite color, so that's definitely not an unbiased choice of favorite leaf. And any leaf block goes a long way towards helping to decorate. And now let's just generously fill on in the area around here with some shrubbery. Which also happens to help cover up some of my glaring strategic weaknesses. Like the exposed windows over here. And there we go. A shrubbery. And now, back to building. I need to get in the habit of carrying water buckets on me. This is just a lovely location, and I am glad I chose to build up on this ridge line because it's just so nice. And I like it. And it's pretty. I think the neutral arch is probably going to be birchwood because I don't have an equivalent to walls or fences in the polished version of diorite, and I don't especially like unpolished diorite. And sure, most of the temple still needs work, but we've got the dais, we've got the dramatic windows, and we have a very pretty sight with which to end an episode. And of course, I managed to do a perfect water landing after taking my screenshot.